put on virtually every promotional product that's out there. There's talk that, oh, they might not be the future because you've got RFID and new technologies coming out, but they're so easy to do. You can all create them for free. That's the beauty of them. And if you go onto the hashtags, you'll find a copy of these slides, or if you pop by to see me afterwards, I can just give you a URL where you can get a copy of the slides. So I think, as a marketeer using promotional products, QR codes are probably the most exciting thing out there for getting a return on what you do. Social media, we could spend days talking about social media, and I've got to confess I'm not the sort of person that gets up in the morning and said, feel tired this morning, bus was late, had cornflakes. You know, I'm not that kind of social media user. But in businesses that I have in things like the States, we are driving more traffic to our website using Facebook and LinkedIn than we are Google. So they are particularly important business tools that you need to get into now. The very fact that we've got a buzz today about it, and there's another hashtag called modern marketing, which I just put up there, which you can put a bit of feedback on. So there's BTC Group Live and modern marketing out there. Twitter is a great way for using hashtags and getting messages out there. It's fast. If you haven't got a Facebook page yet, get one. Little tip, if you get 25 likes, you can get the Facebook page you want in terms of your name. So you have to have 25 likes before Facebook will let you name your own page. But it's a bit like the early days of URLs. You know, now is your opportunity. You could get the Facebook page called promotional products. I mean, I don't know if it's gone yet, but if you had 25 likes and no one else had taken it, you could get facebook.com/promotional products. So it's an exciting time in terms of being able to get the Facebook page or the app name of your choice. LinkedIn, the professional network, I've started using LinkedIn ads. They are very, very effective when you use them next to groups. So you can actually target a LinkedIn advert next to a group. So you can say, anybody going on the group promotional products, show them my advert, and only those people. It's probably the most focused targeting you can get on the web. Okay, we're coming to the end of just a short burst from myself, and then Ian's going to take over. The other thing that I'm heavily involved in is actually 3D technology. So the reason we're closely involved in the promotional products industry, almost any of the product types you see in this room, I could make you a promotional product for you to prove and look at in 3D in under 2 minutes. And if you'd like to see that in action, just come and see me afterwards and I'll show you. I'm not sure they're here now, but the folks from the RNLI stopped by earlier and we made them a mug in like a couple of minutes. We just got their logo off Google, put it on the product, added some text, repositioned it, and we had a 3-dimensional mock-up of what a promotional product can look like. So these guys at the BTC group have got this on their website, or one of their account managers can do it for you, so you don't always have to get a physical sample. If there are lots of things you would like to look at, you can get a 3D sample of it straight away. In fact, you can even make one yourself on their website. So you can just go along, select a product and pop your logo on it. The other thing, just to finish up on, for 3D, that I think is quite important, is you can use it, if you sell product, you can use it now on your own product. And one of the great things about it is it's interactive now. You can move it with your mouse, you can turn it inside out, you can zoom in on the detail, and that's really affordable. It costs like £10 or £11 now per product to set up an interactive 3D model of a product. So if you're interested in that kind of technology, again, pop on by and have a look at it, because it has become affordable now. So that's a very whistle-stop bullet point tour of some of the ways technology's affected the way we market our product. I'm now going to hand you over to my colleague Ian, who's going to give us a quick update on what's happening in the wacky world of search. Thank you.
Okay, thanks Andrew. You may be wondering why on earth at a promotional item event I'm talking about search engines. We help BTC with their own search engine optimisation, and Frank very kindly invited me down to speak to some of you guys today, so here I am. My company's called Boom Online Marketing, and as Andrew says, I want to run through a few points very quickly on What's been changing in the world of search engine optimization? Some things which in fairly recent past have affected how your site ranks or doesn't, as the case may be, in predominantly Google, but of course also in Bing and Yahoo as well. So there's 4 things I want to talk about really. The first is changes to Google's algorithm. Then we want to cover microdata very briefly and how that's changing how search results are displayed. Social media, as Andrew's already touched on, and how that plays into SEO, not just social media for social media's sake. And in a desperate attempt to make this in some way relevant to promotional goods, I've thrown in my final points, promotional goods for SEO. That will make more sense when we get to that slide. Okay, so the big news with Google in terms of search and its algorithm this year has been something called the Panda update. In fact, a series of updates since February in the States and April over here. And as you can see, the quote from Google, the Panda update is designed to reduce rankings for low-quality sites. Basically, Google's been under a lot of criticism for a number of years for the search results that you get containing quite a lot of content which frequently is not up to scratch. Basically, stuff which has been pumped out purely for the sake of getting listings in Google, not actually for the benefit of the people reading it, simply in the hope that the people that click through will click on an ad or an affiliate link, and in some way that website owner makes some money. Amongst other things, one of those business models for doing that is known as content farming. And basically what you're doing is churning out page after page after page after page of articles which are targeted purely at one particular search phrase. You wrap ads around those phrases or around that content, get clicks on the ads, you make money, and the traffic you're getting from the search engine is free apart from the cost of writing that article. You pay people bare minimum, maybe $5 an article. What they churn out, whilst it is perfectly reasonable English in terms of grammar and spelling, is complete crap when it comes to actually being useful content. You click through from Google as a user, you read the crap content, you think Google's rubbish, it's giving me all this crap, I'm going off somewhere else. That's a problem for Google. If you're not on Google, they can't make money out of you, which is their ads, and that's where 90% of their revenue comes from. So they have to maintain a good user experience, and they've been under a lot of criticism for giving people search results with rubbish content in them. And this is their way of trying to handle that. Now, typical Google, it's got to be computerised. They don't just have a blacklist of, oh, that's a naughty website, we're not having that in anymore. They've got computers to analyse the data in every web page and decide whether it falls one side or the other of the quality bar. And the interesting thing about it was the biggest single change that Google has ever made to its search results. It affected nearly 12% of every search made on Google, which is about 6 billion a day. So a lot of search results change significantly as a result of this. Because it's automated rather than a human being going, well, that's rubbish and that's rubbish and that's rubbish, a lot of innocent sites got hit by Panda. And the interesting thing with Panda is it is something that they run through periodically. It's not a permanent change in the sense that it is always in play, but they will update it. There was one last week, Panda 2.5, and it took out another load of sites. In fact, it took out a load of sites that it took out the first time, which had subsequently recovered their rankings and then got slapped back down again. So periodically, Panda gets run and websites get hit. If you're hit, you will know, because if you look at your analytics, you'll see about 80% of your traffic disappear from Google overnight. One day it's here, the next day it's down here. So you know if you get hit. The problems basically are on this list here. They're looking for stuff, for example, pages that don't have enough content, like simply republishing a tweet as a complete web page. That's not enough content. Stuff which is badly written, not just in terms of whether it's good grammar or spelling, but in terms of a readability score. And if you do a search on Google for readability test or score, you'll find loads of services which will run your pages through and give you a score of readability usually with a reading age, i.e. you've got to be 14 to understand this on average, all that kind of stuff. Google's point being, a lot of this content farm crap that comes up in the search results is computer generated. They take a single article written by a human and then semi or completely automatically rewrite it using synonyms, words, phrases that mean the same thing but are changed in order to have a new, unique piece of content. Now, that's a much quicker and cheaper way of generating thousands of articles a day than actually writing each one individually. So Google are trying to eliminate that kind of stuff, and that's one of the things where you might fall down. They're also particularly hot on duplicate content. Duplicate content is where you have, obviously, the same content as another page either on your own site or on somebody else's site. This is a significant change for Google because until the Panda update, if they found something on your page is the same as somewhere else, they would basically say, right, who's the authoritative website here? Who do I trust most? That's the one in the search results. I'll just ignore the rest. You weren't penalised, but you didn't appear in the results. Now, Google says, if we think that you have too much duplicate content on your site, we will penalise the entire website. You will be slapped down and we will not put you in search results, whether the page in question is duplicate or not. If the website's naughty, it's naughty, full stop. And that's a big change. And now that's affected a lot of e-commerce type websites because they're all using the same descriptions of the same products from the same suppliers.